Russia is reportedly moving tanks, artillery, and other heavy armored vehicles close to the border with Ukraine, raising fears of an imminent conflict in the region. The local witnesses reported a strong buildup of the Russian forces, along with their logistics units, which Moscow said was part of a training exercise. However, reports suggest the scale of the military movement is such that it has disrupted shipments of tractors and other agricultural equipment ahead of the spring harvest season of the farmers, the Drive reported. The development has left even the U.S. worried that Ukraine and Russia may be headed for a new conflict. The reports of heavy military equipment being moved to the border on trains and through roads were being reported since March 27 by the locals through video footage and images. According to the military intelligence reports put together by the Pentagon, some 4,000 heavily armed Russian forces had been observed moving in Crimea. According to U.S. media reports, top U.S. national security officials were in touch with their Ukrainian counterparts, and the country's top general called his Ukrainian counterpart on Wednesday amid reports of Russian military buildup near the border with eastern Ukraine. The U.S. had condemned the Russian aggression last week, which resulted in the death of 4 Ukrainian soldiers. Russia's destabilizing actions undermine the de-escalation intentions that had been achieved through last year's agreement, CNN quoted Chief Pentagon spokesman John Kirby as saying, on Wednesday. Additionally, we are aware of Ukrainian military reports concerning Russian troop movements on Ukraine's borders. The U.S. expressed its support to Ukraine amid the threat from Russia, pledging to offer unwavering support to the country's sovereignty. Pleased to speak with Dmytro Kuleba today to discuss the United States' unwavering support for Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity. We continue to support Ukraine's Euro-Atlantic integration in the face of Russia's ongoing aggression in the Donbass and Crimea, Secretary of State Antony Blinken said in a tweet. There are also reports of increased Russian aggression on the border with Ukraine, with multiple deaths reported last week. According to the last reports, the U.S. government said it was trying to figure out with Moscow whether it was renewing its offensive in eastern Ukraine with 4,000 troops on the move or simply exercising. We've reached out to Russia to try to gain a little more clarity on what's going on, John Kirby told the U.S. media. Although Russia has increased military activity near the Ukrainian border in the past, the situation today is particularly concerning since the ceasefire is about to expire. Meanwhile, advanced Russian missile systems have been pictured heading towards the Ukrainian border as Vladimir Putin ramps up threat of war. The systems are believed to be Russian-made S-400 missile systems, which are considered one of the most advanced missile systems in the world. The footage was captured in the Voronezh Oblast region, which borders the Luhansk region of Ukraine. Recent days have seen a massive uptick in Russian military presence on the Ukrainian border as the international community condemns Russian aggression. Kiev and Moscow have blamed each other in recent weeks for a spike in violence in the eastern Donbass region, where tensions have risen between Ukrainian troops and Russian-backed separatist forces. And last week Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab said he was gravely concerned about the situation. While U.S. President Joe Biden lent support to Ukraine's leader Volodymyr Zelensky during a 50-minute phone call on Friday. Despite the multiple accounts of a heavy Russian military presence, Russian President Putin said humanitarian aid was being delivered to the region, which he described as being caught up in an internal conflict. Earlier terrifying footage emerged showed a massive convoy of armored vehicles and trucks amongst traffic near the city of Krasnodar in southern Russia heading towards the Ukrainian border. Tanks, armored vehicles and other heavy military equipment have also been filmed being transported on trains towards the Ukrainian Donbass region, where Russia supports separatist fighters in the war which started in March 2014. While other footage from open-source website Bellingcat shows a pack of Russian helicopters circling the skies above Crimea.
snow chains on. It's a little bit of a learning curve for our Marines. They've never done it before.
And just the way the exercise goes, sunrise to sunset, hopefully the Marines have time after.
The Marines
will see without getting off. Oh, and just see.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.